I slammed the fork down so hard the china plate cracked, shards scattering like the lies that had just exploded across our family table. Grandma's eyes widened behind her bifocals. But it wasn't shock, it was calculation. The same cold math she'd used to rewrite my life without a goddamn signature from me. What house? I growled, my voice a razor through the suddenly silent dining room, where the scent of roast beef turned sour in my throat. At dinner, Grandma asked if I liked the house she bought me. I didn't even know I owned one. And in that frozen heartbeat, as my uncle smirked into his mashed potatoes and my sister avoided my gaze like I'd caught her mid-affair, I realized the inheritance wasn't a gift. It was a grave, dug deep with my name on the headstone, and filled with the bones of secrets I'd buried for them all. My name's Jack Harlan, and that night in our crumbling Victorian in upstate New York, 3 years ago, when the world still pretended to be fair, marked the unraveling of everything I thought was blood-deep loyalty. I'd just gotten out of Attica after serving 8 months for a B&E that wasn't mine, pinned on me by the brother I idolized, to cover his own empire of dirty deals. But family dinner? That's where the real knives came out. Grandma, Evelyn Harlan, the iron-fisted matriarch who'd clawed our clan from trailer park trash to mid-level respectability in Buffalo's steel-shadowed suburbs, dropped the bomb like it was small talk. The old Miller place on Elmwood. Fixed it up nice for you, Jackie boy. Thought it'd be a fresh start after. Well, you know. Her smile was saccharine, laced with the arsenic of pity. I laughed, a bark that echoed off the wallpaper peeling like old skin. Fresh start? You mean after Tommy framed me for a side hustle? The one where he was fencing stolen meds from the clinic. And I took the fall because I was the dumbass brother who always cleaned up? The room ignited. Uncle Ray, the family lawyer with his greasy comb-over and Rolex that screamed guilty, choked on his wine. Jack. That's ancient history. Water under the bridge. Ancient? I'd lost my job at the mill. My girl, hell. My freedom for Tommy's one-time slip. And now this house? I didn't want their charity. I wanted the truth they'd been shoveling since Dad OD'd in '09. High on the very pills Tommy later peddled. Sister Lila, all blonde highlights and yoga pants pretense, finally looked up, her eyes wet with that performative empathy influencers peddle on Instagram. Jack, Grandma's just trying to help. We've all suffered. Suffered? She meant the social media backlash when my mugshot went viral. The Harlan heist tabloid fodder that tanked her wedding planner gig. But me? I suffered the shank in the yard. The nights staring at cinderblock walls, whispering vows to the ghosts of what-ifs. That house wasn't help, it was hush money. A gilded cage to keep me quiet about the Harlan Empire's rot. I pushed back from the table, chair scraping like nails on a coffin lid. Tell me about the house. Then. Deeds in my name? Or just another shell? Like the LLCs Tommy used to launder his cut. Grandma's lips thinned. The only tell in her poker face honed from decades of widowhood and wheeling-dealing. She folded her napkin precisely. A general signaling retreat. It's yours, Jack. Free and clear. Go see it tomorrow. But I saw the flicker, the same one Dad had before he swallowed those pills. Fear. Not of me, but of what I'd unearth if I dug too deep. That night, I couldn't sleep in my old twin bed, the one with the faded Yankees poster mocking my wasted prime. Buffalo's wind howled off Lake Erie, rattling the panes like accusations. I slipped out, drove my beat-up Ford to Elmwood Avenue under sodium lamps that buzzed like angry hornets. The Miller place loomed, a sagging queen, and with turrets like broken fingers. Weeds choking the porch. I jimmied the lock, old habits from juvie, and stepped into dust motes dancing in my phone's flashlight beam. It smelled of mildew and something sharper. Bleach. Masking blood? Upstairs. In what should have been a master suite. I found it. Not furniture. Not welcome mats. But files. Stacks of manila envelopes. Yellowed ledgers from the 90s. Bank statements with offshore accounts. And photos, grainy Polaroids of Dad. Not slumped in overdose haze, but alive. Arguing with Grandma in a warehouse. Crates stamped with fentanyl precursors. My gut twisted. Dad didn't kill himself, he was silenced. For sniffing too close to the family business. Harlan Imports. A front for smuggling opioids from Canadian borders. Back when the Sackler suits were still toasting boardrooms. And there, buried under a false floorboard. The kicker, my birth certificate. Not Harlan. Harlan was Mom's name. Dad was a ghost. Paternity test clipped to it named Victor Russo. A Buffalo mob underboss who'd vanished in '95. Suicided in the Niagara like so many loose ends. Grandma hadn't just bought me a house. She bought my silence about being the bastard son of a made man. Leverage she'd hoarded to keep the feds off our scent. Tommy knew. Lila too. They'd all known. And when I got too close to the clinic theft, Tommy's screw-up, they fed me to the wolves to protect the real heir. Uncle Ray's bloodline. The legitimate one. Dawn broke gray and unforgiving as I torched the files in the backyard fire pit. Flames licking up like vindication. But burning paper doesn't erase ink from souls. I drove back. Knuckles white on the wheel. Plotting not escape, but excision. The Harlans had carved me out once. Now I'd return the favor. Piece by bloody piece. Revenge isn't a dish. It's a slow poison. And I was done being the cup. By noon, I was at the county clerk's, pulling deeds. The house was mine. All right, transferred via a trust dated to my release. But laced with clauses, non-transferable. Monitored by family oversight. Cute. I hired a PI on credit. A grizzled ex-cop named Kowalski, who owed me from the joint. Dig on Evelyn Harlan. I told him over diner coffee that tasted like regret. Every skeleton. Every wire transfer. He nodded. Scar tissue pulling tight. This family's a viper pit. Kid. You sure? I was. Surer than the noose of loyalty that had hanged me. Weeks blurred into a haze of stakeouts and subpoenas. Kowalski delivered. Wiretaps from the aughts. Grandma cutting deals with cartels via encrypted burners. Tommy's rap sheet. Longer than my sentence. Including a hit on a rival dealer that pinned a stray bullet in a kid's playground. Lila? She'd been the lookout. 18 and eager. Trading morals for a Birkin bag. Uncle Ray drafted the papers. Falsifying liens to bury Dad's whistleblower claims. And me? The perfect patsy. Hot-headed Jack. The black sheep with no strings but blood. But the deeper I cut, the more the blade turned. Flashbacks hit like bad acid. Grandma slipping me 20s for helping with chores, really scouting drop points. Tommy teaching me lockpicks for fun, prepping his fall guy. Was I innocent? Or just willfully blind? The American dream's underbelly, Rust Belt families clawing for more. One crushed soul at a time. I drowned doubts in bourbon at dive bars off Chippewa Street, where hookers with track marks whispered about Harlan ghosts. First strike, anonymous tip to the DEA. Routing through Kowalski's contacts. Raids hit Harlan Imports warehouses at 3 a.m. Floodlights carving shadows like indictments. Tommy's face on the news, pale. Cuffed. Spitting at cameras, tasted sweeter than victory. Inside betrayal, the anchor droned, and I smiled into my TV static. Alone in the Miller house, I'd turned into a war room, walls papered with timelines of their sins. Lila called that night. Voice syrup over sobs. Jack, what have you done? Tommy's gonna flip on all of us. Flip? Let him. I traced the line back to her penthouse in downtown Buffalo, overlooking the frozen river like a queen's throne. Come over, she pleaded. Talk. For old times, summers at Darien Lake. Her hand in mine under Ferris wheel lights. Before she chose Ray's Rolodex over my ring. I went, not for reconciliation, but revelation. She opened the door in silk that clung like lies. Red wine in crystal flutes. You hate us, she said. Not a question. I sipped, the vintage biting like truth serum. Hate's too clean. I want you to feel the cage. Lila. Every bar. We talked, or she monologued, about Dad's weakness, how Grandma built the empire on his corpse to feed us all. You are safe because we protected you, she insisted, eyes gleaming with that Harlan guile. Protected? Or preserved? Like veal for slaughter? I left her with a USB drive, recordings of her 911 calls. Faked to frame Tommy's rivals, but doctored now with her voiceovers, implicating her in the playground hit. Leak it, I said. Or I will. Her scream chased me down the hall. Raw and real for once. Schism cracked the family WhatsApp, accusations flying like shrapnel, alliances fracturing along bloodlines I'd never known. Grandma summoned me to the old homestead, the Victorian, now a mausoleum of faded glory. She sat in Dad's armchair, sherry in hand, looking every brittle year of 78. You've gone too far, Jackie. Her voice was gravel wrapped in velvet. This ends now. I stood tall, the bastard's fire in my veins, Russo blood, untainted by their delusions. Ends? It started with you, burying Dad for a kilo of H. He found out, didn't he? About the imports. About me. Her laugh was a cough, wet with denial. Victor was a mistake. Your mother. She was young. But I made it right. Gave you a name. A life. A life of shadows. Yeah. She leaned forward, eyes like polished obsidian. Destroy us. You destroy yourself. That house, its wired cameras, mics. Every move logged. And the trust? Revocable if you step out of line. Checkmate? No. I'd already mirrored her server. Kowalski's hack pulling strings of data. Offshore nests in the Caymans. Enough to drown them in RICO charges. But doubt slithered in as sirens wailed distant. Another raid? Uncle Ray burst in, face florid, waving a .38 like it made him John Wayne. You traitorous shit. Tommy's singing about the clinic. About you covering for Dad's debts. Covering? I'd paid bookies with mill overtime, keeping the lights on while they plotted. Ray fired wild, bullets splintering the mantle. I tackled him, knee in his gut, wrenching the gun free. Who covered for who? Ray? The ledgers don't lie. Grandma watched, impassive, as I zip-tied him with his own silk tie. It's over, I said. But her smile said otherwise. Is it? Look at your hands, Jack. Covered in our filth. You're Harlan through and through. The words landed like lead, heavier than cuffs. Was revenge remaking me in their image, a schemer, flipping loyalties like cards. I zip-tied her too, gentle almost, and called Kowalski for cleanup. As blue and whites lit the lawn, I slipped out the back, the Miller house waiting like a faithful dog. Months ground on, indictments stacking like cordwood. Tommy plea bargained down to 15. Ratting on cartel cousins, Lila flipped for witness protection, vanishing to some Midwest nowhere with a new nose and name. Ray lawyered up, but the Caymans froze. His empire evaporated like morning fog off the lake.
Grandma?
She lawyered harder. House arrest in a condo overlooking Canalside, spinning tales of coerced confessions to Fox News hacks who ate it up. Family under siege by a vengeful black sheep, they called me. The narrative twisting like smoke. I holed up in the Miller place, fortifying it with deadbolts and delusions.
Kowalski visited.
Nursing a Pabst. You won.
Kid.
They're broken.
One?
The mail brought foreclosure notices, not mine, but Echo's. Cousins evicted, aunts hawking heirlooms on eBay. And nightmares. Dad's face.
Accusatory.
Whispering, not like this.
Son. Rousseau son.
Maybe. But Harlan's ghost all the same. The twist came in a manila envelope. No return address. Photos of me. Post-raid. Slipping Kowalski cash. Forged? No, real.
Time-stamped.
A note in Grandma's copperplate. Leverage works both ways.
Jackie.
Drop the appeals, or your fresh start becomes federal time. Love. Evelyn. She played me, fed me just enough rope via anonymous leaks. Her tech guy mirroring my hacks. The cameras in the house?
Bait.
I'd been dancing on her stage. The prodigal puppeteered. Rage boiled. Pure distillate. I drove to her condo under cover of a lake-effect blizzard. Wipers slapping like heartbeats. Security buzzed me up, her arrogance. Assuming blood tied tighter than law. She waited in a cashmere robe. Sherry refilled. TV murmuring about opioid widows fighting back. Knew you'd come, she said. No surprise.
Pour yourself one.
I didn't. Instead, I laid out the new play, her empire's remnants, offshore remnants I'd traced via Kowalski's dying lead, before he ghosted, fired, or bought. Sign it over. All of it. Or these hit the U.S. Attorney tomorrow. Documents. Deeds to safe houses in Florida. Crypto wallets fat with dirty Bitcoin. Her hand trembled on the pen, but eyes? Steel. You're destroying the only family you have. Family? I snatched the signed pages. The ink still wet as betrayal. You destroyed it when you let Dad float face down for a ledger entry. When you let Tommy pin his sins on me. When you birthed me into this without a choice. She rose, frail but fierce, pressing a locket into my palm, Mom's, with a lock of infant hair.
Mine.
Choice. Life's not a ballot.
Jack.
It's a hand dealt dirty. Play or fold. I folded nothing. Walked out into the squall. Papers burning a hole in my coat. But as tires spun on ice-slick roads back to Elmwood, the divide cracked wide. Had I avenged Dad? Or exhumed his killer in myself? The news next morning, Grandma found hanged in her closet. Silk scarf like Ray's tie.
Suicide.
They ruled. Or staged. Her note. Can't fight the tide. Forgive them, Jackie, for they know not what they do. Bullshit scripture from Serpent. The feds came calling that afternoon. Warrants waving like white flags. Obstruction. Harlan. Your prince on the scene. My prince?
Ide born glubas.
But the locket, fingerprints lab rat perfect. She'd framed her own end on me. The final flip. Sacrificing queen for checkmate. Twist, not just survival, but absolution, painting me the monster, her the martyr. Public outcry split, justice for Evelyn trending with Free Jack Harlan countering from Rust Belt holdouts who saw the rot. Trial was a circus. Buffalo courtroom packed with Harlan holdouts glaring daggers. Reporters scribbling feverishly. My lawyer, a public pretender with halitosis, hammered the frame up, but the evidence stacked. Hair from the locket matching scene fibers planted. But who proves? Kowalski's testimony vanishing when he relocated to witness safekeeping, Grandma's last wire pull. Lila testified. Tear-streaked, he always hated us. Said he'd burn it down.
Lies.
But her eyes begged sorry. Jury deliberated 2 days. Snow blanketing the city like absolution denied. Guilty on lesser counts, tampering, not murder. 10 years. Concurrent with appeals. As cuffs clicked home, Uncle Ray winked from the gallery. Free on technicalities. Tommy wrote from his cell. Welcome to the club. Bro. Irony? Or invitation?
Now.
In Danamora's gray embrace, upstate's Iron Maiden, I stare at the same walls that birthed my hate. Penning this for whoever reads it post-release. Was it revenge or reckoning? Grandma died scheming. But freed, her legacy cleansed in my fall.
Me?
I'm the ghost now. Russo blood diluted in Harlan venom. Wondering if the house still stands on Elmwood. Waiting for a Harlan to claim it. Or burn it. But here's the rub. The twist that keeps me up, that locket, I opened it in lockup. Not my hair inside.
Dad's.
And a note. Microscribed, son, run. She's not your grandma. Victor's widow. The real Evelyn died with me. This one's the cleaner. Who the fuck was she? Then, a plant. A specter wearing family skin? The empire wasn't Harlan's. It was Russo's revenge. Generational. With me as the unwitting pawn. Debate that over beers.
Reader.
Was I avenger or anvil? Hero or heel? In America's underbelly. Where rust meets resolve. No one's clean. But damn if the burn doesn't feel righteous. Even from the cell. End of line?
Nah.
Just intermission. When I walk, the real house cleaning starts. The bars of Dannemora clanged like a dirge as I paced my 6x8. The lockets weighed a phantom in my pocket, confiscated, but its whisper etched permanent. Victor Russo's widow? The cleaner? If Grandma, fake Evelyn, was mob muscle and pearls, then the Harlan name was a Trojan horse, stuffed with vendettas older than my scars. Sleep evaded, replaced by replays, her copperplate lies. The way she'd hum Sinatra while tallying kilos. A lullaby for laundering. Who is the real monster?
Me.
For biting the bait. Or her? For rigging the hook? Letters trickled in. A lifeline of loathing and love from the outside. Lila's first. Postmarked from some flyover anonymity. Jack. It's bullshit. She played us all, told me you were the key to unlocking the legacy. Whatever that means. Stay strong. XO. Strong? I crumpled it. But not before the scent of her perfume. Chanel no. 5. Dad's favorite, stirred ghosts. Legacy. If Russo's. It explained the offshore webs. The hits disguised as suicides. Dad wasn't whistleblowing. He was inheriting a war. And fake Evelyn called the claimants. starting with Victor, ending with me. Tommy's scrawl came next. Prison stationery creased like his conscience. Bro. Heard the twist.
Ma, Evelyn einst ma.
Remember Uncle Vic's stories? The accident in the river? She was his squeeze. Turned states after the feds squeezed. Built Harlan as cover. You and me? Loose ends she tied with bows. Rage and relief ward. Relief that blood wasn't all bad. Rage that we'd been puppets in a decade's-dead feud. He enclosed a clipping, 1995 obit for Elena Moretti, drowned bride-to-be of Victor Russo. Eyes like grandma's. Smile, a ghost of guile. Kowalski's silence screamed bought. But a smuggled note via a yard trustee confirmed. Kid, she's deeper than we dug. Russo remnants in Buffalo PD shields her. Your trial? Rigged from jump. Appeals DOA unless you flip the script. Flip how? From cell block philosopher to Stolle? The code in here was thicker than concrete. Snitches get stitches. Or worse, shivs in showers. But America's justice? A slot machine for the connected. And I was nickel ante. Visitation day brought surprise. A Fed. Agent Harlan, no relation. Irony's joke, sharp suit. Sharper eyes. Jack. Off record. Elena Moretti's files sealed. But leaks say she greenlit 5 hits pre-millennium. Including Victor's. Your grandma ran point on the cleanup crew. Dad found docs in a safe deposit, hence the pills. Pills. Or poison. Autopsy inconclusive, now screaming cover. Why tell me? I leaned in. Glass partition fogging breath. He shrugged. Karma. Or quota. Help us nail the remnants. Walk lighter. Temptation nod. A rat in the walls. Narc on shadows? Betray the code again? But Elena's game was betrayal incarnate, usurping lives like properties. I nodded.
Tentative.
Names. Start with Ray, he lawyered the imports. Harlan jotted, vanishing into Adirondack mist. That night. Dreams drowned me. Elena's laugh echoing as Dad bobbed in the Niagara. My tiny hands reaching from a bassinet she should have smothered. Appeals crawled. Bureaucracy's tar pit. Pro bono from a ACLU firebrand. Ennis. Torres. Argued frame-up. My client's a victim of generational trauma. Not perpetrator. Trauma? Try treason. Media circus reignited. Podcasts dissecting the Harlan hoax. TikTok split on Avenger or Assassin. I became meme fodder. My mug evolving from perp walk scowl to brooding anti-hero stare. Fan mail surged. Manifestos from incels idolizing my rise. Pleas from OD widows cursing the empire I toppled. But isolation carved deeper. Yard time with lifers. Tattooed tones of regret I spilled fragments. Testing waters. Family sold you out. Big Mike. Lifer for a botched heist. Grunted. Mine too. Revenge? Tastes like ash after the high.
Ash.
The Miller house. My pyre in waiting. Haunted missives from a neighbor. Vandals torched the porch. Looks like payback. Elena's parting gift. Or Ray's spite. I wrote back. Via Torres. Sell it. Proceeds to Dad's memorial fund. But deeds bounced, tied in probate hell. Elena's will contesting mine as undue influence. Twist 2 slithered in a contraband phone call. Tommy's voice crackling from downstate. Jack. Listen, Elena's not dead. Faked it. Spotted her in Florida. Post-suicide. Meeting with old crew. She's rallying. Pinning the whole op on you as the rogue heir. Feds play?
Unipot.
Paranoia peaked. shadows lengthening in my bunk. If she lived, the frame wasn't final, it was foreplay. I fed Harlan scraps, Ray's Cayman keys, buying time, plotting escape not from bars, but the blood curse. Torres visited, eyes alight. Break. DNA on the scarf matches Elena's pre-suicide sample. Suicide my ass, it's homicide. Self-inflicted to frame you. Motive? Martyrdom. Ensuring my fall buried the Russo truth forever. Appeal hearing next month. We pushed for dismissal. Hope flickered, fragile as a match in wind. But as she left, a guard slipped me a Polaroid. Elena. Alive.
Sipping mette en ami a mi balconi.
Toasting with Ray. Collusion. The cleaner. Cleaning house one bastard at a time. I penned letters then. Not to judges.
But ghosts.
To Dad. Sorry I danced her tune. To Mom. Dead of cancer when I was 10. Elena's care hastening the chemo denial. You deserved better. To Tommy and Lila. We're free now. Chains cut. Don't look back. Freedom? Illusion in iron. But the fire in my gut reignited. Not hate, but hunger. If Elena breathed, so would I. Post bars. The plan coalesced. Testify. Topple the remnants. Then hunt the Hydra head. Hearing day dawned crisp. Leaves carpeting the transport van like confetti for a funeral. Courthouse loomed. Buffalo's Art Deco sentinel. Protesters chanting split chants outside. Inside. Torres eviscerated. Forensics. Timelines. The locket's inscription under UV as Exhibit A. Run. She's the cleaner. Jury new faces. Rust Belt weary, leaned in. America's underclass seeing mirrors in my mess. Prosecution countered feeble. Harlan's vendetta drove him to murder. But cracks showed. Harlan the Fed. Subpoenaed. Squirmed on stand. New intel suggests. External influences. Elena's specter loomed unspoken. Verdict. Mistrial on murder. Dismissal on tampering. Insufficient evidence, the judge intoned. Gavel like Liberty's bell. Out in cold air. Paparazzi flashbulbs, blinding. I breathed free, technically. But freedom's a leash if Elena pulled strings. Torres clapped my back. You're clear?
Jack.
Now live. Live, I'd survive first. Hailed a cab to Elmwood. The Miller house scarred but standing.
Porch char like a brand.
Inside. Dust undisturbed. But a package waited. Elena's locket returned. With a new note. Game's not over.
Jackie.
Florida waits.
Love.
The real family. I lit a match. Flame dancing on the paper. Burn it all? Or play? The American way. Reload. Revenge reloaded. But this time, eyes wide to the viper's nest. Florida's humidity hit like a wet slap. Miami's sprawl a neon fever dream far from Buffalo's grit. I landed with 500 in Torres' slush fund, a burner phone, and a .45 registered to John Doe from a pawnshop in the Glades. The locket's ashes scattered in Lake Erie on my goodbye flight, symbolic severance. But symbols don't stop bullets. Elena Moretti, cleaner extraordinaire, was alive. Scheming from a South Beach condo that screamed, "Retired Dawn," all glass walls and Gulf views. Ray with her? The photo proved partnership. Uncle-nephew in crime's cruel calculus. First order, recon. I checked into a Fleabag motel off Ocean Drive. The kind where hookers haggle and roaches run security. Kowalski, recontacted via dead drop, emailed courts, She's Elena Voss now. Art dealer front. Gallery in Winwood. Raise her consultant. Cruise 5. Ex-cops. One hitter from the old days. Art dealer? Fitting. Painting over blood with brushstrokes of bucks. I case the gallery. Waves and shadows. Hipster haven with Basquiat's fakes and bourbon tastings. Elena held court. Silver hair piled high. Laugh tinkling like wind chimes over graves. She spotted me day 3. Mid-peruse of a Pollock knockoff. Jackie. Darling. What a surprise.
No flinch. Just that velvet trap.
Ray lurked in back. Cigar glow illuminating his scowl. Nephew. Come to gloat. I smiled. Casual as a tourist. Admire. Heard the collections. Inherited. Her eyes narrowed. Fractional. Then widened in mock warmth. Join us for dinner? My treat. Trap?
Or test.
I accepted. The .45 heavy in my waistband. Villa in Coconut Grove. Bougainvillea bleeding red against stucco. Infinity pool reflecting stars like spilled mercury. Table set for 3. Lobster thermidor. Vintage Chianti. Tension thick as fog. Elena monologued legacies, Russo's fall. Victor's vision of an untouchable network from Buffalo to the Keys. Your father, she said, toasting me, was the heart. I the hands. Heart, OD'd or oft. And me. I probed. Fork spearing tail meat. The mistake, Ray snorted. Victor's fling with your mom before me. Timeline clicked. Mom pregnant 89. Victor drowned 95. Elena wedding veiled corpse same year. You killed the bride to become her, I said flat. Wineglass paused midair. Smart boy. State offered deal. Testify. Vanish as Evelyn. Built Harlan to launder remnants. Your dad? He married in. Found the books. Thought he could play White Knight. Poison in pills. Framed as relapse. And the grandkids? Tommy. Lila Pons. Like me. Ray slammed fist. Silverware jumping. Enough history. You're here for the pot. Ain't ya? Cayman's keys. Temptation serpent.
Coiled.
Elena leaned in. Perfume cloying. Join us.
Jack.
Russo blood, pure. Run the Florida arm. Tommy's out in 7. Lila's assets frozen. But redeemable. Vision. Empire reborn. Mia's capo in khakis. American dream. Cartel edition. But the locket's warning echoed. Run. I feigned interest. Pocketing a napkin-scribbled account number, her slip. Or bait. Night ended with handshakes. Promises of meetings. Back at the motel. I decrypted the number via Kowalski's dark web contact. 20 mil in crypto. Elena's nest egg. Jackpot. But dawn brought heat. Tail on my rental. Black SUV, with tints like suspicions. I lost them in Little Havana. Cigar smoke veiling my U-turn. Next move, divide. Anonymous wire to feds. Harlan's line. With gallery chords. Russo revival meet. Then. Personal. Lila's safe house. Traced via Tommy's prison chatter.
Des moines suburdes.
Cookie cutter colonial hiding her reinvention as Laura Kane, realtor mom with a labradoodle. She answered door in pearls. Toddler on hip. Hers? Jack?
God.
No. Pulled me in. Coffee brewing normalcy. Elena's alive, knew it. She called. Offered buyout. I said no. Truth spilled. Elena's grooming. From Lila's teens. Internships at imports. Really mule runs to Toronto. I thought it was business. Then the playground. I was lookout.
Jack. Kid died.
Her blood on my hands. Sobs racked. Genuine. Tommy flipped for me. Took the hit plea. Said family first. First, after me. I held her. Brother-sister thaw. But whispered. Run again.
Deeper.
Take the kid, hers or not. It's clean. She nodded.
Packing frantic.
What about you?
Me?
The Avengers arc bending toward anti. Finish it. Left with her blessing. A check for 10 grand. Sell the Miller Place proceeds. Finally cleared. Fuel for the fire. Gallery raid hit like monsoon. Sweat at dawn. Headlines screaming, Art World mob bust. Elena and Ray cuffed on live TV. Her poise cracking only when they yanked the basket, hollow. Stuffed with ledgers.
Russo Renascense Foiled. Blatted Miami Herald. Interrogations leaked. Elena Sinjing Selective.
Ray stonewalling. But she named me, Jack Harlan, the provocateur, painting provocation as conspiracy. Warrants flew. I was ghosting by noon. Everglades bound in a stolen airboat. Gators eyeing like jurors. Kowalski rendezvoused at a chicky hut.
Laptop glowing.
You're hot.
Kid.
Feds want talk. Locals want blood. Elena's lawyered. Your uncle. Uncle. The word soured. Plan B. Vanish or vengeance. Vengeance. We hacked her cell. Text to a cleaner 2.0. Coordinates for a yacht off Bimini. Boarded under moonlight. Deckhand bribe easy. Elena waited in the salon. Silk caftan. Ray nursing a scotch. Both uncuffed. Extradition pending. Jackie, she purred. Knew you'd come. One last deal? Ray sneered. .22 in lap. Or we swim with Victor.
Standoff. Salt air thick.
I laid cards. Confess. All of it, Dad. Victor. The hits. Immunity for Tommy. Lila.
Me?
I walk. Her laugh. Wind chime cruel. Confess to what? Ghosts? The feds of scraps. I have stories. Stories that buried me deeper. Ray rose. Gun rising. End this. Bullet whined. Mine first. .45 barking. Ray crumpling. Red blooming on teak. Elena lunged. Nails raking. But I pinned her. Knee on chest. Why me? The bastard? Breath ragged. Victor wanted you gone. Threat to his legit line with me. But I saw potential. Groomed you to take the fall. Keep the feds chasing Harlan's. Twist. Not mistake. But masterpiece. I was the decoy. Drawing fire while she rebuilt. Dad knew. Tried to save you, that's why the pills. My mercy. Mercy? I pressed harder. Her gasp a rattle. No more. But the gun trembled. Kill the cleaner. Become her? Sirens distant. Coast Guard inbound. I released. Cuffing her with boat rope. Live with it. Jumped overboard. Swim to shadows. Kowalski's pickup idling on beach. Headlines next week. Mob matriarch nabbed. Nephew slain in shootout.
My shot.
Self-defense ruled.
Elena remanded.
Singing full aria for reduced time. Rico queen-toppled. But her eyes in the mugshot? Promise of sequels. I vanished north. New name. New life in Seattle's rain-slick streets. Barista by day. Ghostwriter by night. Penning tales like this. Warning the betrayed. Yet doubt lingers. Rain pattering like accusations. Did I avenge? Or ascend? The empire crumbled, but embers smolder in cells, in safe houses. Lila writes holidays.
Demi-parole whisper.
Family? Fractured mosaic. But in America's dark heart, where betrayal's the family business, survival's the sweetest revenge. Or is it just the interlude before the next deal? Seattle's drizzle was a balm after Miami's sweat, gray skies mirroring the sludge in my soul. New identity, Jake Harlan, no relation now. Irony scrubbed, barista at a Capitol Hill roastery. Steaming lattes for tech bros who typed manifestos on MacBooks. By night, I ghosted for true crime pods, scripting episodes on forgotten falls like dads. Victors. Catharsis? Or compulsion? Chasing closure in clickbait? The .45 stayed buried in a storage unit. Rust creeping like regret. Letters from the old life piled, Tommy paroled to halfways. Clean gig at a warehouse, irony's echo.
Miss Ja. Bro.
Elena's rotting in Supermax. 25, to life. Lila's married. Kids walking.
Married.
To who? A normie. She clarified in her card. Enclosed photo. Her beaming in white lace. Toddler flower girl. Groom bland as oatmeal. He's safe.
Jack.
Accountant. No shadows. Safe. The word mocked. But envy twisted. My shadows stalked. Fed dreams of Elena's nails. Ray's blood pooling. Kowalski checked in quarterly. Burner to burner. Remnants scattered. One hitter loose. Sal the knife. Old Russo enforcer. Spotted in Reno. Loose end? Or lore? I ignored. Focusing on normalcy. Dates with a barfly named Mia. Tattooed barista with a poetry slam side. Reading Bukowski like scripture. Your eyes, she said one fogged night in her walk-up. Tracing scars from Attica Yard. Seen wars.
Wars. Ispunjarns, Buffalo Growls.
Not betrayals, but truth leaked in moans. Her body arching under mine like absolution. Then fracture. News alert on my phone. Mid-shift. Notorious cleaner Elena Moretti escapes Supermax convoy. Shootout leaves 2 dead. Heart slammed. Details trickled. Transport van ambushed on I-95. Grenades and AKs. Her vanishing into Jersey Pine Barrens. Feds fuming. Domestic terror ties.
Yes.
To me, paranoia bloomed. Every customer a spotter. Every latte a poison. Mia noticed the jitters. Talk.
Jake.
Over IPAs at a dive. I cracked partial. Family bullshit. Old lady ghosting back.
Ghost. Fitting.
She squeezed hand. Run together? Portland's chill. Temptation. Sweet as her lips. But running was Harlan code. Evelyn's legacy.
No.
I kissed forehead. Gotta end it. Tracked via Kowalski's net. Sightings in Atlantic City. High roller guys. Boardwalk bright. Salt air acrid with fried dough and desperation. Casino penthouse.
Compède suite overlooking style Pirua.
I infiltrated as whale fake ID. Rolled up chips from a grift. Elena held court at blackjack. Brunette wig. Chanel still cloying. Hit me, she purred to dealer. Eyes locking mine across felt. Fate's a bitch. Confront in her suite. Goons posted Sal the knife. Scarred jowls. And a newbie with twitchy trigger. Jackie, she cooed. Robe slipping shoulder. Knew you'd sniff. Sal chuckled. Blade flipping. Boss says tie loose ends. Enemy or recruit? What's the play?
Elena.
Supermax too cramped for your conscience. Her laugh. Unchanged. Conscience? Luxury for losers. Victor's network dismantled, but digital gold remains. Crypto keys. Hidden servers. With you. We reboot. Russo 2.0. Ray dead. Tommy straight. Lila vanished. Mia's heir apparent. Dad's dream. She lied smooth. Pure blood. But the locket's truth. Cleaner. Culling claimants. Sal lunged. Knife arcing. I sidestepped. Elbow cracking jaw. Gun drawn from ankle holster. Chaos. Newbie fired wild. Chips exploding like shrapnel. Elena bolted for balcony. Heels clicking panic. I pursued. Tackling her against railing. Ocean churn below. Why keep coming?
I råd over surf.
Empire's ash. She twisted. Eyes wild. Because you're me.
Jack.
The survivor. Victor saw it. Bastard with balls. I tested you. Forged you in fire. Join. Or drown like him. Tested? Attica. The frame. The suicide charade. All crucibles? Rage crested. Forged a fool.
Pushed her back.
Gun to temple. Sal groaned up. Newbie down. Click safety off. Her whisper. Pull it. Become the cleaner. Mirror moment. America's dark doppelganger. Finger whitened. But Mia's face flashed poetry. Not pistols. I clubbed her instead. Zip ties from room service kit.
Cup swarm post anon tip.
Elena trust for pickup. You'll regret, she hissed as feds helicoptered in. Regret? Sal's knife in evidence. Newbies rap sheet tying old hits. Feds debriefed. Heroes welcome. Harlan. Medal maybe. Hero?
Nah.
Kowalski wired cleanup cash. I ghosted back west. Mia waiting with open arms and a U-Haul to Portland. But embers, a postcard. Elena's script from holding. Tests continue. Blood calls. Portland rain washed it away.
But not the itch.
Mia and I built coffee cart. Poetry nights. A cat named Shadow. Tommy visited once. Clean-shaven. Straight-edge tattoo ironic. She's buried deep now.
Solitary.
Let it go. Bro. Lila sent baby pics. Aunt Laura loves you.
Love.
Fractured. But mending. Yet nights. I wake sweating. Gun under pillow. Dreaming of waves and knives. Is revenge cycle or circle?
Elena Kajed.
But her seed sown in me. The cleaner in waiting. America's underclass anthem. Claw up or get clawed. I choose Mia's hand, but the shadow lingers. Whispering deals in the dark. One dawn. Burner buzz, Kowalski. Loose end, Elena's daughter. From Victor. Hiding in Buffalo. You're half cis. Twist eternal. Blood calls indeed. Do I hunt or heal?
Reader.
You decide. For now.
Y pour coffee.
Pen truths. And pray the storm holds off. Portland's craft beer scene was my new confessional. Hops bitter as hindsight. Spilling guts to Mia over growlers at brewpubs tucked in Pearl District's alleys. Half-sister, she echoed. Foam on lip. Eyes wide but steady. From the ghost grandma?
Elena.
I nodded. The postcard's chords burned in brain. Buffalo return. Full circle to rust. Name's Sophia Russo. Low profile. Teacher at some community college. Kowalski says she's clean. But blood. Mia set glass down. Hand on mine, anchor in the ale. Go see. Close the book. Jake. Book. Epic. Dog-eared by deceit. But her faith-fueled flight. Red-eye to Buffalo. Niagara's roar welcoming like old foe. Airport rental. Nondescript Civic. Drove Elmwood. The Miller house sold. Lot bare. Weeds, waving white flag. Ghosts quieted. Or waiting. Sophia Voss, irony's echo, lived in a Kenmore bungalow. Picket fence screaming suburbia. Chalk drawings on driveway from neighborhood kids. Doorbell chimed schoolmarm. Her opening mid-30s. Elena's eyes in softer frame. Dark curls tamed in ponytail. Mr. Harlan. No fear. Just curiosity. Kowalski's leak? Jack. Heard about the family reunion. Invited in. Living room cluttered with lesson plans and cat hair. Talk flowed cautious. Her life. Elena's aunt raising post-Victor's disappearance, scholarships to SUNY. Teaching lit to dropouts.
She was
intense. Stories of Uncle Vic, the big dreams. Never mentioned you. Omission as weapon. Found out last year. DNA kit joke.
Russo Roots.
Her laugh.
Light.
Thought it was Italian pride. Then the news, escapes, empires. You. My tail tumbled. Betrayals.
Bars.
The cleaner's cull. She listened.
No judgment.
Just nods. She called once. From Supermax. Protect the bloodline. Hung up.
Bloodline.
The curse. What now? I asked. Sophia shrugged. Pouring seconds.
Teach. Live.
You.
Live.
Simple. Seductive. We walked post-tea. Lakefront path crunching leaves. Sharing silences heavy with what-ifs. Dad, Victor, wanted better, she said, skipping stone into chop. Not this. This, the legacy of ledgers and lies. Back at her door. Hug awkward but real. Stay in touch. Sisters, brothers deserve that. Half. But whole enough. Return to Portland. Lighter. But buzz killed high. Mia frantic voicemail. Feds here.
Jake.
Asking about Buffalo ties. Something's up. Up. Elena's tendrils. Post recapture. Raced home. Apartment tossed, drawers gutted. Laptop cloned. Harlan the Fed on doorstep. Badge gleaming. Jack. Elena flipped full. Names everyone. Including a ghost heir in Buffalo. Sophia.
Protect.
Isto não é núcleo. But inside. Gears ground. Elena's play. Expose the last Russo. Draw me out. Or sacrifice to bargain lighter. Harlan pressed. Help us wrap it. Safe house for her.
No.
Blood first. Called Sophia. Burner urgent. Run. Feds incoming. Elena's bait. Panic pitched. Why? Because you're the endgame. Cleaner clears the board. She bolted. I followed. Rendezvous at Old Darien Lake ruins. Amusement park ghosts under harvest moon. Waited in shadows. 0.45 cold comfort. Headlights pierced. Her Prius idling. Jack. Relief. Then horror. Tires screeching. Black vans sideswiping. Goons spilling. Sal's protege. Tattooed crew, with mob ink faded but fierce. Elena's jailhouse favors. Bought with confessions. Gunfire cracked. Ferris will skeleton sparking. I fired back, covering her dash to Trilene. Go. Bullet grazed shoulder. Fire lancing. She vanished in brush. Me pinned behind rusted bumper car. Numbers bad, 3-on-1. Lead singing. Then shift, sirens wail. State troopers swarming, Kowalski's tip, or Harlan's trap. Goons scattered. One down in red mist. Medevac chopper whirred me to Sisters of Charity. Buffaloes are a blur of sutures and morphine. Woke to Sophia bedside. Bandaged arm. They're safe. Feds got the crew, Elena as contacts.
Safe.
Harlan loomed doorway. Good call. She's in protection now. You?
Me? Witness.
Or wanted? Civilian. He chuckled. In this life, no such thing. Rehab dragged. Portland calling like siren. Mia flew east. Nursing wounds, mine and heart. Family's messy, she whispered.
Hospital Geoagigling.
Messy. Sophia visited daily. Story swapping. Her syllabus on Steinbeck's grapes. My ghosted scripts on opioid odysseys. Bond forged in fire. Half-sibs. Whole survivors. Discharge brought decision. Testify remote. Elena's trial in Manhattan. Video link from safe house. Her face pixelated but piercing on screen. Jackie, she mouthed. Pre-gavel. Prosecution paraded. Hits. Launders. The convoy hit she orchestrated from Stripes. My turn. She built it on bodies, Victor's. My dad's. Innocence. Framed me to bury truth. Jury eyes hardened. Her lawyer objected bias. Closing twist. Sophia subpoenaed. Her DNA chaining the Rousseau line. Elena's glare as she testified. You lied about everything. Elena's response. Mike hot. Lies build empires.
Dear.
Truths topple them. Verdict. Life.
No parole.
Gavel fell like final curtain. Back west. Sophia joined us. Portland adjunct gig. Apartment above the cart. Tommy rolled in for Thanksgiving. Clean and contrite. Lila zooming from Des Moines. Harlan clan. Reformed. Roasts charred. Laughs genuine. But toasts hushed. To ends.
Ends?
Circles. Maybe.
Nights. Mia sleep beside.
I trace scars. Wonder at the cost. Vengeance's bill. Friends felled. Faiths fractured. Yet in the brew of it, blood mended. Shadows shrunk. Perhaps redemption's the real revenge. Or delusion.
Elena rots.
But her whisper. Blood calls.
Does it?
For now. I answer with silence. Pouring another round. Winter gripped Portland like a grudge. Evergreens bowed under snow that muffled the city's hum. But not my hum. Restless. Replaying Elena's mic drop. Lies build empires. Empire. Hers crumbled. But the word wormed. Tempting what-ifs. What if I'd joined? Rousseau Kingpin. Not barista bard? Mia sensed the stir. Her poetry readings turning therapy. Write it out.
Jake.
The poison. Poison.
I did.
Notebook filling with unsent letters to Elena. You forged me. But fire tempers or torches? I chose temper. Mailed one to Supermax. Return receipt requested. Reply came stamped. Inmate rights violation. Censored. But a smudged postscript. Temper breaks.
Jackie.
Watch the forge.
Cryptic.
Or crazy. Paranoia prickled. Every shadow Sal's ghost. Spring thawed. With it opportunity, true crime publisher sniffing my ghost work. Offer for memoir. Bloodlines and betrayals. Advance modest. But legitimacy's lure. Signed in a soda loft. Agent gushing. Bestseller potential. Potential. America's addiction. Devouring dysfunction. Book tour loomed. Readings in Buffalo. Miami. Even a Manhattan signing near Elena's cage.
Mia beamed.
Planning promo. You'll heal the Rust Belt.
Heal.
Or exhume. Sophia co-signed. Her lit class devouring galleys. Cathartic.
Bro.
Like Atwood on steroids. Tommy grumbled from his halfway. Don't name names. Or Pearl's toast. Names blurred. Harlan's. Russo's. All one toxic soup. Launch in Buffalo's Larkinville. Old warehouse turned lit hub. Iron beams echoing Dad's mill days. Crowd mixed. Ex-cons nodding scars. Society wives clutching pearls. Reporters with recorders like stethoscopes. Reading hooked. The dinner bomb. Grandma's guile unmasked. Q&A ignited. Hero or heel? A grizzled vet asked. Both, I said. America's us all, clawing from dirt. Dirtying hands. Post-event. Alley smoke with a fan, tattooed ex-mule. Harlan import survivor. Your gran, Elena's crew ruined me. OD'd wife. Rage reignited. But redirected. Support groups. Channels in the book. He nodded. Vanishing into night. Impact. Incremental. Miami legs sweltered. Wynwood Gallery, now FBI sealed. Ghosts and graffiti. Signing at books and books. Salt air wafting. A woman cued. Brunette. Elena's poise. Heart stuttered. Imposter?
No.
Reporter. Probing regrets. Regret? The playground kid. The lives laundered. Every day, honest. But undoing's the work. Manhattan crescendo. Union Square indie. Lines snaking to Broadway. Sophia flew in. Moral support. Mia live tweeted. Mid-sign. Buzz. Kowalski text. Escort detail outside. Elena's pen pal threatened visitation. Visitation. Chills. Reading peaked on the twist. Lockets lie. Cleaner's cull. Applause thundered. But eyes scanned exits. After party. At a village dive. Jazz low. Bourbon high. Sophia raised glass. To truths.
Truths.
Then shadow. Harlan the Fed. Nursing IPA. Books gold.
Jack.
But Elena's appealing. New evidence. Evidence? What?
He slid photo. Me. Post-raid.
Handing Kowalski envelope. Planted. No, real.
Time-stamped.
She had a mole. In your circle. Circle. Trust torched again. Who? Kowalski? Or closer, Sophia? Unwitting? Paranoia peaked. Party blurring. Mia pulled aside. Breathe. We're solid.
Solid.
But sleep-evaded hotel. Dreams of forges and fractures. Dawn call. Publisher ecstatic. Times Review. Gritty odyssey of American rot.
Rot. Fitting.
But Kowalski confirmed. Mole was newbie goon. Flipped early. Elena's last card played. Appeal denied. Her empire's epitaph. Tour wrapped west. Book climbing lists. Checks padding life. Mia and I bought a fixer in Selwood, Victorian Echo. But ours.
No ghosts.
Sophia visited Summers. Tommy holidays. Lila vacations with Tot.
Family 2.0.
Beta tested in Betrayals. Yet the forge called subtle, fan mail with edges, inspired my score, anonymous. Score? Vengeance Echo. I mentored instead, writing workshops for ex-cons, channeling fire to pages. One kid. Rust Belt Runaway. Your story, it's mine.
Mine.
Multiplied. Climax Quiet. Elena's death notice. Supermax Scuffle. Inmate altercation. Stabbed by rival. Cleaner cleaned.
No regret.
Just release. Chain snapped. Mailed ashes to Niagara. Waves claiming last lie.
Now.
Porch swing creaks. Mia's head on shoulder. Book 2 brewing. Redemption's rough draft. Blood called. I answered with ink. Not iron. Empire of one small, but sovereign. America's dark, lit by choices. Choose well.
Reader.
The forge awaits. Summer's haze hung heavy in Selwood. Blackberries bursting along the fence line we planted, me and Mia. Thorns pricking like memories. Juice staining fingers purple as bruises faded. The house settled into us. Creaks becoming lullabies. But the mailbox brought barbs, royalties checks interspersed with crank letters. Elena's cult lingering in QAnon corners. Dubbing me the framed king. King? Pawn promoted. Maybe. Workshops thrived. Community center in Buckman. Circle of folding chairs holding hopefuls. Tats fresh. Eyes haunted. I facilitated. Not preached. Right the wound. Heal the scar. One vet. PTSD etched. Penned his fall. Empire of one deployment. Betrayed by brass.
Ehoed mine.
Mia joined sometimes. Her poems weaving light through dark. You're building.
Jake.
Not burning. Building. But foundations crack. Tommy called Labor Day. Voice edged. Parole clean. But tail. Old crew sniffing. Sniffing? Elena dead. But Hydra heads. Stay west, I urged. He demurred. Buffalo's home. Got a girl straight. Kids maybe.
Kids.
Cycle breaker? Lila echoed. Des Moines Dispatch. Hubby's up for transfer. Seattle? Family close. Close. The pull. Sophia stirred pot. Semester break visit. Lugging syllabi and secrets. Over backyard fire pit. Ironic glow. We roasted marshmallows. Her spilling. Dug deeper.
Bro.
Victor's journals. Attic find. He loved your mom. Plan legit life. Away from mob.
Elena.
Poisoned the well. Literal. Literal? Tox screen on dad's OD. Fentanyl spike. Unnatural. She tested everything.
Us. Us.
The coal comprehensive. Why tell now? Smoke curled. Closure. Or caution. Russo remnants petitioning estate. Your share. Share? Crypto ghosts. Elena's hoard unfrozen partial. Take it, Sophia urged.
Charity.
Opioid widows. Widows. Full circle. Decision brewed. Road trip east. Family summit. Loaded the Subaru, Mia shotgun. Cat carrier mewing, cross-country crawl. Badlands to Buffalo. Podcasts on American underbelly fueling debates. Revenge porn or reckoning?
Mia teased.
Both. But reckoning wins. Buffalo welcomed warped. Larkin Square buzzing farmers market. But shadows and alleys whispered old deals. Miller lot now condos. Plaque. Reclaimed space. Reclaimed. Tommy met at a wing joint-off hurdle. Clean cut. Grill master gig. Hug stiff. Then stories flowed his halfway hell.
Redemption via A.
Elena's ghost? Buried with her. Lila arrived. Toddler in tow. Husband trailing, accountant bland, but kind eyes. Uncle Jack.
Tot squealt.
Sticky hands on cheeks. Summit at Sophia's bungalow. Potluck spread. Pyrgus. Salads. Tensions simmering under chatter. Post-dinner. Adults circled. The estate. 20 mils split for, Sophia tallied. Clean now. Feds cleared. Split? Blood debt paid? I pushed. Pool it. Foundation. Harlan Russo recovery. Clinics. Counseling. No more graves. Nods rippled, Tommy's hell yeah, Lila's tears. Sophia's smile. Husband. Tax write-off. Practical. But fracture. Knock mid-toast. Feds, Harlan. Graying but grim. Estate snag. Anonymous claim. True heir contest. Contest? Photo slid. Infant me. Elena holding. Victor beaming. Forged. DNA pending. Pending. The cleaner's coda. Posthumous ploy to taint the pot. Rage simmered to strategy. Hired Torres, old ally. Now partner at ACLU firm. We'll crush it, she vowed over Zoom. Dig revealed. Claim from Elena's sister. Fictitious. Paper trail to a shell in Panama. Elena's last laugh. Muddying waters. Court dragged autumnal. Affidavits flying. My paternity ironclad. Victor's journals exhibit gold. Hearing in Buffalo Federal. Wood paneled like a coffin. Judge. No nonsense Niagara native. Frivolous.
Dismissed.
Gavel sweet. Post-verdict. Family toast at the Anchor Bar. Wings hot as vindication. To foundations, I raised. Foundations. Built on bones. But blooming. Return west snow-dusted. Foundation papers filed. HR fund. Inaugural grant to Buffalo Clinic, Dad's old haunt. Checks cleared. First recipients. Widows. Vets. Kids clawing from cycles. Impact emails trickled. Your story saved my pen from a vein.
Saved.
Multiplied mercy. But twist's tale. Anonymous package. No postmark. Victor's ring. Gold band engraved eternal. Inside note. Sophia's hand? No. Elena's copperplate facsimile. Blood builds. Lies just delay. Delay? The claim was faint. Real play.
Doubt sown.
Did Sophia know more? Trust tested. I confronted gentle. The ring? Her Blanche. Found it cleaning.
Thought.
Closure. Closure. Or cover. Forgave fast. Blood's bond. Frayed but fibrous. Mia mediated. We're the story now. Write that. Wrote. Sequel outline. Forged in firelight. Redemption's arc. Publisher bit. Advance fueling the house reno. Library nook for workshops. Guest room for visits. Holidays swelled. Tommy's flight. Lila's drive. Sophia's train, chaos cozy.
Tot terrorizing-cat.
Gifts exchanged. My book inscribed to each. Their tokens, Tommy's AA chip. Lila's family portrait. Sophia's journal facsimile. Victor's words. Build better. Sons and daughters. New Year dawned clear. Resolutions rusting already. But in the quiet, Mia whispering dreams. Wedding? Kid. I felt it. Empire of empathy. Small-scale sovereign. Elena's forge tempered true. Blood called. We answered collective. Chains chosen.
Not chained.
Yet. Porch vigil. Stars sharp. The whisper lingers. Delay. Is there more? Remnant rising?
For now.
I choose build. America's dark heart beats on. Join the light. Or feed the shadow. I choose light. Scarred but shining. Years blurred like highway stripes. Portland season cycling, cherry blossoms to pumpkin spice. Each marking milestones in the mosaic we'd mortared from madness. HRR fund flourished. Clinics sprouting from Seattle to Syracuse. My quarterly Buffalo boards blending business with bomb. Handshakes with survivors. Stories shared over coffee black as resolve. Tommy anchored ops. His grill master calm captaining grants. Sophia consulted curricula. Lit as lifeline. Lila handled PR. Her influencer polish pitching hope without hype.
Mia?
My north. Wedding in backyard 28. Vows under arbor we built. Thorn-free now. Book 2 dropped to acclaim. Forged a follow-up forging fans into fellowship. Support groups branded. Podcasts partnering. Tours tempered. Virtual mostly. Voice steady sans stage fright. But fame's flip. Stalker surfaced. Elena's acolytes emailing screeds. You betrayed the blood. Betrayed? Embraced. Evolved. Personal pulse quickened. Mia pregnant. Ultrasound wand waving miracle. Boy. Due spring. Harlan light, she joked. But name debates danced. Victor?
No. Too heavy.
Jack Jr.? Echo. Settled on Ellis, American everyman. Clean slate. Nursery painted sage. Crib assembled crooked but cherished. Then tremor, Kowalski's call. Voice gravel. Remnant rising. Elena's sister, real. Cousin. Twice removed. Panama Shell was front. She's in Toronto. Rallying old mules for Russo reborn. Reborn. Hydra eternal. Details dripped. Meet in Niagara Falls. Canadian side. Irony's waterfall. They know the fund. Leverage. Leverage. On us, the baby bump harden my no. End it quiet. Quiet? My era.
Flu solo.
Mia grounded. Come home whole.
Whole.
Toronto layover. Then Falls View. Mist rising like doubts. Casino again. Elena's echo. Spotted her. Mid-40s. Sharp features fractionally Elena's. Leading a huddle at slots. Consuela Moretti. Kowalski briefed. Cleaner's kin. Victor's niece. Wants the crypto corpse reanimated. Approached casual. Chip in hand. Family reunion? Her turn. Eyes obsidian. Jack Harlan. The pretender. Pretender? Blood tests said otherwise. Funds mine by right. Elena promised. Lies legacy. Bartop talk turned tense. Her pitch, partner. Borders blur. Biz booms. Biz. Smack across the rainbow bridge. Or, I probed. Smile serpent. We take. Your clinics? Targets. Windows smashed. Donors scared. Threats veiled as T leaves. Walked out. Missed cloaking call to Harlan. Retired but reachable. Rapid. Old timer. Feds moved dawn. Cross-border sting. Consuela cuffed mid-meet. Mules mapped. Headlines hummed low. Mob echo silenced. No trial fanfare. Plea to time served. Deported to nowhere. Homecoming hug from Mia. Bump kicking approval. Over? Over. But over's optimistic. Tommy texted. Funds secure. New grant, your old mill site. Community center.
Miljon.
Dad's ghost grinning. Birth came blustery March. Ellis wailing welcome. Tiny fists fighting air. Hospital glow.
Mia exauste Betrayal.
Our empire, she murmured. Empire. Of ones. One family. One fight. One future. Years fast forward. Ellis toddling. Terrorizing tots at park. Workshops worldwide via Zoom. Voices from Vancouver to Veracruz. Tommy married his girl. Twins tying him tighter. Lila's clan grew. Visits raucous. Sophia tenured. Tome on familial fictions footnoting ours. Reflections rare. But one anniversary porch swing. Mia's head on shoulder. Ellis asleep inside. I tallied. Betrayals banked to bridges. Vengeance vine to victory. Elena's forge? Repurposed. Hammering hope. Yet. Mailbox ghost. Faded postcard. Niagara postmark. No signature. Blood builds. Welcome the next. Next. Cycles sigh. I burn it. Ashes to wind. Choosing instead the build. Reader. In America's tense tapestry, dark threads, dramatic weaves, debate endures. Right or wrong. Divided we stand, but united we rise. My tale? Caution.
Catharsis.
Call to choose. Burn the house. Or build the home. I built. What's your play?